Are you tired of trying to keep up with the Joneses, only to find yourself in debt and financial stress? Have you ever wondered what it really means to be a millionaire and how you can achieve true financial independence? In this video, we'll be exploring the groundbreaking book, Stop Acting Rich and Start Living Like a Real Millionaire, by Thomas J. Stanley, and uncovering the surprising habits and behaviors of everyday millionaires in America. Get ready to discover how you can stop acting rich and start living like a real millionaire. In this video, where we'll be summarizing the book, Stop Acting Rich and Start Living Like a Real Millionaire, by Thomas J. Stanley. In this book, the author challenges the popular belief that people who drive fancy cars, wear expensive clothes, and live in large houses are wealthy. He argues that these people are not actually rich, but rather are aspirationals, people who want to appear rich but do not have the financial resources to support their lifestyle. The author begins by introducing the concept of the frugal fringe. The frugal fringe is the term used by Thomas J. Stanley in his book, Stop Acting Rich and Start Living Like a Real Millionaire, to describe a group of individuals who have a high net worth but choose to live a modest lifestyle. These individuals are the opposite of the aspirationals, who are more interested in looking rich than actually accumulating wealth. In the book, Stanley presents several examples of individuals who are part of the frugal fringe. One such example is a couple who live in a modest home and drive older cars despite having a net worth of over $5 million. They are not concerned with impressing others with their material possessions and instead focus on enjoying their hobbies, such as hiking and gardening. Another example is a millionaire who prefers to shop at discount stores and clip coupons to save money. He values financial independence and understands that living below his means is essential to achieving this goal. These individuals are not cheap, but they are frugal. They are careful with their money and spend it on things that provide long-term value, such as education, experiences, and investments. They do not waste money on things that have little or no value, such as expensive clothes or luxury cars. The frugal fringe lifestyle may seem boring or unappealing to some, but Stanley argues that it is a key component of building long-term wealth. By living below their means, these individuals are able to save and invest a significant portion of their income, which allows them to accumulate wealth over time. They are able to retire comfortably and pursue their passions without the financial burden that comes with living beyond their means. In the second chapter, the author discusses the concept of economic outpatient care. The term refers to the financial assistance that wealthy parents provide to their adult children. In the book, Stanley argues that this type of financial support can actually hinder the financial independence of the recipient and lead to financial irresponsibility. He presents several examples of how economic outpatient care can impact individuals and their families. For instance, Stanley discusses a wealthy couple who paid for their son's luxury apartment and car, as well as his vacations and shopping sprees. The son became accustomed to this lifestyle and had no incentive to work hard or save money. He eventually had financial difficulties and had to ask his parents for even more money, perpetuating the cycle of dependency. Stanley also shares the story of a couple who inherited a significant amount of money from their parents. Instead of using the money to build their own wealth, they spent it all on expensive cars, clothes, and vacations. They did not learn how to manage their money or invest it wisely, and as a result, their financial situation deteriorated over time. The author argues that while economic outpatient care may seem like a way to help one's children, it can actually have negative long-term consequences. Children who receive this type of support may not learn how to manage their finances or develop the skills necessary to build their own wealth. They may become dependent on their parents' money and struggle to achieve financial independence. Overall, Stanley suggests that it is important for individuals to build their own wealth through hard work and frugal living. While it may be tempting to provide financial support to one's children, it is important to do so in a way that encourages independence and responsibility. By teaching children the value of money and the importance of living below their means, parents can help them achieve financial success and avoid the pitfalls of economic outpatient care. Chapter 3. Affirmative Action, Family Style. This concept refers to the way that wealthy individuals often use their influence to help their family members succeed in life, whether through education, employment, or other opportunities. In the book, Stanley provides several examples of how affirmative action, family style can impact the lives of wealthy individuals and their families. One example is a wealthy couple who used their influence to get their children into prestigious universities, even if their academic credentials are not as strong as other applicants. The couple may make large donations to the university or use their connections to secure letters of recommendation from influential people. Another example is a wealthy family who uses their connections to get their children top jobs in the family business or other influential positions. These individuals may not have the same qualifications or experience as other candidates, but their family connections help them secure the position. Stanley argues that while affirmative action, family style may seem like a way to help one's family members succeed, it can actually have negative long-term consequences. Children who receive this type of support may not learn how to work hard or develop the skills necessary to succeed on their own. They may become complacent and entitled, believing that success is handed to them rather than earned. Overall, Stanley suggests that it is important for individuals to achieve success through hard work and merit, rather than through family connections or other forms of privilege. While it may be tempting to use one's influence to help family members succeed, it is important to do so in a way that encourages independence and hard work. By teaching children the value of hard work and helping them develop the skills necessary to succeed, parents can help them achieve true success and avoid the pitfalls of affirmative action, family style. Chapter 4. Time, Money, and Energy. This concept refers to the three resources that are essential for building wealth and achieving financial independence. In the book, Stanley explains that individuals who are able to effectively manage their time, money, and energy are more likely to achieve success and build wealth. He provides several examples of how individuals can effectively manage these resources in order to achieve financial independence. Time management is an essential component of building wealth, as successful individuals often have demanding schedules and must use their time wisely. Stanley suggests that individuals should prioritize their time by focusing on activities that will help them achieve their goals. For example, instead of spending time on leisure activities, individuals should spend time building their skills, networking, and investing in their future. Money management is also essential for building wealth, as individuals must be able to effectively save, invest, and manage their finances. Stanley recommends that individuals live below their means and avoid unnecessary expenses in order to save more money. He also suggests that individuals invest in assets that appreciate in value, such as real estate and stocks, rather than spending money on luxury items that depreciate over time. Energy management is also important, as individuals must be able to maintain high levels of energy and focus in order to achieve their goals. Stanley recommends that individuals prioritize their health and well-being by exercising regularly, eating healthy foods, and getting enough rest. Overall, Stanley argues that individuals who are able to effectively manage their time, money, and energy are more likely to achieve financial independence and build wealth. By prioritizing their time, living below their means, and investing in their health and well-being, individuals can achieve success and build a secure financial future for themselves and their families. Chapter 5. You cannot afford to live in a rich neighborhood. The chapter discusses the financial realities of living in affluent neighborhoods and how it can negatively impact an individual's financial future. In the chapter, Stanley explains that living in a wealthy neighborhood can be financially detrimental for many reasons. One reason is the high cost of living, as wealthy neighborhoods often have higher property values, higher taxes, and higher cost of living expenses. This can make it difficult for individuals to live below their means and save money for their future. Stanley provides several examples of how living in a wealthy neighborhood can negatively impact an individual's financial future. For instance, individuals may feel pressure to keep up with their wealthy neighbors by buying expensive cars, clothing, and other luxury items. This can lead to overspending and debt, which can hinder an individual's ability to save money and achieve financial independence. Additionally, individuals may feel pressure to send their children to expensive private schools or engage in other costly activities in order to fit in with their wealthy neighbors. This can also lead to overspending and debt, which can negatively impact an individual's financial future. Stanley suggests that individuals should focus on living below their means and investing in assets that appreciate in value, rather than spending money on luxury items or expensive neighborhoods. He argues that living in a less affluent neighborhood can actually provide individuals with more financial freedom and security, as they are less likely to feel pressured to keep up with their neighbors. Overall, Stanley's message in the chapter, "You cannot afford to live in a rich neighborhood," is that individuals should prioritize their financial well-being and focus on building wealth rather than trying to fit in with their wealthy neighbors. By living below their means, investing wisely, and avoiding unnecessary expenses, individuals can achieve financial independence and build a secure financial future. Chapter 6. Economic Outpatient Care. A Twist to the Formula. The chapter discusses the concept of economic outpatient care, which refers to the financial assistance that wealthy parents provide to their adult children. Stanley explains that economic outpatient care can take many forms, such as paying for a child's education, providing financial assistance for a down payment on a house, or giving a child money to start a business. While these acts of kindness may seem generous, Stanley argues that they can actually be detrimental to the financial well-being of the child. One example that Stanley provides is the story of a man named Ted, who was given a large inheritance from his wealthy parents. Ted used the money to buy an expensive house and luxury cars, but did not invest any of the money. As a result, when the real estate market crashed, Ted lost everything and had to file for bankruptcy. Stanley argues that if Ted's parents had not given him the inheritance, he may have been forced to live below his means and invest his money wisely, which could have prevented his financial downfall. Another example that Stanley provides is the story of a woman named Lynn, who was given a large sum of money by her wealthy parents to start her own business. Lynn's business failed, and she lost all of the money that her parents had given her. Stanley argues that if Lynn had been forced to start her business with her own money, she may have been more careful with her spending and more motivated to make the business succeed. Overall, Stanley's message in the chapter, Economic Outpatient Care, a twist to the formula, is that while it may seem like a good idea for wealthy parents to provide financial assistance to their adult children, it can actually be detrimental to their long-term financial well-being. By providing their children with too much financial support, parents may be preventing them from learning important financial lessons and developing the skills necessary to achieve financial independence on their own. Stanley suggests that parents should provide their children with guidance and support, but also encourage them to live below their means and invest their money wisely. Chapter 7: The Millionaire Next Door. The Millionaire Next Door is a book written by Thomas J. Stanley and William D. Danko that explores the lives of everyday millionaires in America. The book challenges the popular perception of millionaires as wealthy people who live extravagant lifestyles and instead paints a picture of millionaires as hardworking, frugal individuals who live below their means and invest their money wisely. The book is based on extensive research and interviews conducted by the authors with millionaires across the United States. Through their research, Stanley and Danko discovered that many millionaires are self-made and achieve their wealth through hard work, disciplined saving, and smart investing. One example that the authors provide in the book is the story of a millionaire named Jim. Jim was a schoolteacher who lived a frugal lifestyle and saved and invested his money wisely. Despite his modest income, Jim was able to accumulate a net worth of over $2 million through disciplined saving and smart investing. The authors argue that Jim's story is representative of many millionaires in America, who are able to accumulate wealth through disciplined saving and investing, rather than high salaries or inheritance. Another key finding of the book is that millionaires are often very frugal and live below their means. The authors provide examples of millionaires who drive used cars, live in modest homes, and shop at discount stores. These individuals are able to accumulate wealth by saving and investing their money rather than spending it on luxury items or a high standard of living. Finally, the book challenges the idea that being wealthy means having a high income or expensive possessions. Instead, the authors argue that true wealth is measured by an individual's net worth, which is the value of their assets minus their debts. By living below their means and investing their money wisely, individuals can accumulate wealth and achieve financial independence, regardless of their income or possessions. Overall, The Millionaire Next Door is a book that challenges common misconceptions about millionaires and provides valuable insights into the habits and behaviors of successful individuals. The book has inspired many readers to live frugally, save and invest their money wisely, and achieve financial independence. In conclusion, Stop Acting Rich and Start Living Like a Real Millionaire challenges our beliefs about wealth and encourages us to live below our means, focus on productive activities, and avoid the trap of aspirational living. By following the principles outlined in this book, we can accumulate wealth and live a fulfilling life without the pressure to impress others with our material possessions. Thank you for watching.